Ethan Calloway loved his grandfather's attic. It was a place of shadows and dust, filled with the forgotten treasures of a life lived. He would spend hours there, lost in exploration. He imagined faraway lands and dreamt of adventure. The musty air smelled of old paper and wood, a scent that sparked his imagination. One humid afternoon, while rummaging through a trunk, Ethan stumbled upon a leather-bound journal. It was tucked away beneath a faded nautical map. The journal was worn, its pages filled with elegant, flowing script. This, he knew, was different from his grandfather's usual scribbles. Ethan opened the journal, his fingers tracing the faded ink. The first page bore a name that sent shivers down his spine. Jonas Calloway, his grandfather's grandfather, a man lost at sea a century ago. Curiosity bubbled inside him, a thirst for knowledge he couldn't ignore. As Ethan delved deeper, the journal came alive. It spoke of a mysterious island, shrouded in mist and legend. It hinted at ancient secrets and a forgotten civilization. Excitement coursed through him. This was the adventure he'd been longing for. This was a chance to connect with his namesake. The journal was more than just a collection of stories. It was a map, a guide to a place beyond the edges of conventional maps. Ethan felt a pull, a magnetic force drawing him to this forgotten corner of the world. He spent weeks deciphering his great-great-grandfather's elegant script. The words painted vivid pictures in his mind. He gathered supplies, fueled by the thrill of the unknown. His friends tried to dissuade him. They called it a fool's errand. But Ethan was determined. He was captivated by the mystery. He was called by the whispers of his ancestor. He found a weather-beaten sailboat, sturdy enough to brave the open ocean. He christened it the Calloway Legacy. It was a tribute to the man who unknowingly set him on this path. The salty tang of the sea filled his nostrils, a familiar scent from his childhood. With a deep breath and a heart full of anticipation, Ethan set sail. The open water awaited. The journal was his compass. Adventure, his only destination. The voyage was anything but peaceful. Ethan battled treacherous currents and fought against howling winds. The vastness of the ocean was both exhilarating and terrifying. It was a constant reminder of the power of nature. Days turned into nights. The sun, a relentless fire in the sky, beat down on the deck. The nights were cold, the stars a million pinpricks in an endless black canvas. Doubt began to creep in, whispering treacherous thoughts in Ethan's ear. Then, one day, the storm hit. It rose from the horizon like a monstrous beast. Waves, towering and furious, crashed over the small boat. Ethan fought with all his might, his muscles screaming in protest. He clung to the hope that lay beyond the fury. Through the driving rain, a faint outline appeared. An island shrouded in mist emerged from the churning sea. It was real, and it was calling to him. The storm, as if exhausted from its tantrum, began to subside. An eerie calm settled over the sea, the air thick with the scent of salt and anticipation. The island rose from the sea like a slumbering giant. Ethan guided the battered boat towards the shore, his heart pounding with a mixture of relief and trepidation. As he stepped onto the beach, the sand soft beneath his feet, he felt a strange sense of homecoming. The air was thick with the scent of unknown blossoms and the sound of unseen creatures. The jungle welcomed him with an emerald embrace, its canopy thick and unforgiving. Vines, like grasping claws, reached out towards him. He pressed on, following the path laid out in his ancestors' journal. Each step was a discovery. The jungle was teeming with life, both beautiful and threatening. Days turned into weeks as Ethan ventured deeper into the island's heart. The journal was his guide. It led him through winding paths and treacherous ravines. He encountered exotic creatures, their calls a symphony of the wild. The jungle held its breath. It whispered secrets through rustling leaves and the calls of unseen birds. And Ethan, lost in its vibrant embrace, listened. Section 5. Echoes in Stone. Ethan stumbled upon a clearing. Vines gave way to smooth, moss-covered stones. They were arranged in a pattern too deliberate to be accidental. A sense of awe washed over him. It was an ancient ruin, reclaimed by the jungle but not forgotten. He touched a weathered glyph carved into the stone. It hummed with a faint energy, sending shivers down his spine. The journal spoke of this place. It was a sanctuary, a place of power. It was the heart of the island's mystery. The ruins whispered of a civilization lost to time. Ethan explored crumbling archways and stepped cautiously into chambers choked with vines. The air was heavy, filled with the weight of centuries. He could almost hear the echoes of the people who once walked these paths. He found murals depicting strange beings and celestial events. They spoke of a connection between this island and the stars. Ethan realized that this was more than just a lost civilization. It was a window into a forgotten chapter of human history. Section 6. The heart of the island. Deep within the ruins, in a chamber bathed in an ethereal green light, Ethan found it. A glowing sphere pulsating with energy. It hung suspended in midair. It was as if time itself flowed around it. The journal called it the heart. It spoke of knowledge and power beyond human comprehension. As Ethan reached out, drawn by an invisible force, the sphere pulsed brighter. Images flooded his mind, a torrent of knowledge that spanned millennia. He saw the rise and fall of civilizations, the secrets of the cosmos, the ebb and flow of life itself. He saw his own ancestor Jonas standing in this very chamber receiving a message from the sphere. A message destined for his descendant. A message that had led Ethan to this moment. The knowledge was overwhelming. It was beautiful and terrifying. It was the key to understanding the universe and our place within it. And Ethan, standing before the glowing sphere, was its keeper. Section 7. The Weight of Whispers. Ethan emerged from the ruins a changed man. The weight of the knowledge he now carried pressed down on him. It was a burden and a gift. He understood the interconnectedness of all things. He felt the echo of every star in his veins, but with knowledge came a profound sense of loneliness. He carried secrets that no one else could comprehend. He had looked into the abyss of time and emerged forever altered. The world felt different. He felt different. The island, once a place of mystery, now felt like a prison. Its beauty was tainted by the weight of his knowledge. The jungle, once teeming with wonder, now whispered warnings. He yearned to share what he had learned, but who would believe him? Who could possibly understand? Ethan knew he couldn't stay. The island was a place of secrets. He was meant to carry those secrets into the world. He was meant to share them, to guide humanity towards a brighter future. Section 8. Farewell, not goodbye. Ethan set sail, leaving behind the island that had changed him forever. He looked back at the shrinking silhouette, a mixture of sadness and relief washing over him. He knew he would never forget this place. It would forever be a part of him, just as the knowledge he carried. The journey back was a blur. The storm that had raged within him had subsided, replaced by a quiet determination. He had a purpose now. He had a story to tell. As he stepped ashore, back into a world that seemed both familiar and alien, Ethan knew that his life would never be the same. He was no longer just Ethan Calloway. He was the keeper of whispers. Section 9. The Keeper's Burden. Ethan's journey had taken him across oceans and through the depths of time. He had faced his fears and embraced the unknown. He had found knowledge that would change his life, but more importantly, it had the potential to change the world. The burden of the keeper was not an easy one to bear. It was a responsibility that would shape his every thought and action, but it was a burden he accepted with a heavy heart and a glimmer of hope. He had a story to tell, a story of ancient civilizations and cosmic truths. It was a story that needed to be told. Ethan set out into the world, ready to share the whispers of the past. He carried the weight of knowledge on his shoulders and the hope for a brighter future in his heart. His journey was far from over. It had just begun.